Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and kudos to you for pursuing this issue. I know you've been on the forefront of this and certainly deserve credit for the progress that's been made, and I know you'll keep up those efforts. I, too, am interested in diversity, although I come at it from a little different viewpoint than you do, but diversity of all sorts is important in our agencies. Our foreign affairs agencies and the Department of State in particular have wrestled with issues of diversity in the civilian national security workforce for generations. For years, we've heard the department say that its workforce was going to, quote, look like America, end quote. However, its workforce still does not look like America. Employees from urban and especially coastal areas are still heavily overrepresented, while non-coastal, suburban, and especially rural areas and interior areas of America are barely represented. This is at least partially and substantially the result of the fact that the department only offers Foreign Service oral exams in Washington, D.C., dozens of times a year and twice a year in San Francisco, both coastal cities and two of America's most expensive. Let's take my state, Idaho, for example. And Idaho would have to buy an airline ticket to either of these cities, taking multiple legs each way to D.C., then pay for multiple nights at a hotel. A trip like this would cost more than $1,000. For a professional already in the workforce, they would also need to take vacation days and also find someone to look after their children if they were single with children while they travel across the country, all for the privilege of applying for a job at the State Department. This burden comes only after they have already decided they want to try and join the Foreign Service. What about recruitment to join its special ranks? The department uses diplomats in residence scattered across the country to help highlight how great a career in diplomacy can be. Yet only a handful of these people exist. There's only one diplomat in residence for all of Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and Montana, and that person is based in Denver. So if a University of Idaho student wanted to meet with the local diplomat in residence, he or she would have to drive 17 hours to Denver. In fact, it would actually be faster to drive to the Pacific Northwest diplomat who is based in Berkeley, California. That drive is only 14 hours. The truth is, State Department's continued promise to develop a workforce that looks like America isn't centered on representing all of America based on things like geographic diversity. It seems devoted to representing the ideas and opinions of coastal views and philosophy, which does not highlight diversity of all of America with its broad and stunning greatness. Similarly, at USAID, there are so many hiring mechanisms that the agency can't even provide credible data on the success or failure of its own efforts to enhance diversity. Our foreign affairs agencies must be serious about all forms of diversity, to include participation from our veterans. They have sacrificed a lot to protect our nation and freedom, and their perspective and experience brings diversity of thought to solving tough diplomatic challenges. We need more and better from the Department and USAID on these issues, and I look forward to hearing how the Department intends to do a much better job of developing a workforce that represents all of America, and especially its interior. And again, kudos to the Chairman for his efforts in this regard. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.